and Lyons, WEEI, 617-779-7937, text line 37937. Still to come, the Celtics in a weird game last night. And this in-season tournament is kind of ridiculous. That's still to come. More Patriots talk as well. Let's go to text line 37937. John, what you got? Joe, what you got?
Okay, let me just stop the music. Here we go. 401 texter. The only chance Mac ends up a good NFL QB is if we find out he felt confined under Bill's system.
You think he needs to sit down with Gayle King or something like that, John?
Yeah, confined is they have one of the most complex systems in the NFL. I don't think you can be, unless the complexity confined him, but I don't view it that way. No.
Do you think it might be you think there could be a comprehension issue?
Well, I don't know if it's with Mac, but I did find this interesting, and Albert Breer talked about this on Boston Sports Tonight a couple weeks ago, and I found it interesting. Like, the concept of the Patriots simplifying the offense last year was probably a smart thing to do because you didn't have this institutional knowledge of Brady and McDaniels for 20 years.
Nor did you have to bring a brand new system.
But you picked the wrong two guys to simplify it, right, with Patricia and Judge. So, the theory of, hey, we're going to simplify this so, guys like Nelson Aguilar and Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry can just play faster. The concept of that, I can see some of the wisdom there. The problem is the way they went about it was about as bad of a way as you can go about it. And on top of that, you had a rookie quarterback who was pretty comfortable his rookie year in a system, comes in second year to a new system with guys who aren't as qualified to teach it, and he's not as comfortable.
KJ and Lyons on the Odyssey app. It's free if you missed any of the show. Type WEEI. Brings you right here. You can play the show in chapters if you missed any. 37937, text line. One more, Joe.
All right, let's take a look at the 603. 603 says, Mac got done dirty, period. He is making bad throws because he doesn't trust his O-line. What do you think Tom would say if he was still playing? Do you guys think they would be playing better or putting a circus in offensive line out there?
I think you would have a better roster out there because Brady's on the roster.
Well, yeah, no kidding. But I think if Brady was here, they would have never had Patricia and Judge run the offense last year. So I that would not have happened if Brady was here. When we even saw it, right, when McDaniels left, they went to Bill O'Brien, and when Bill O'Brien left, they went back to McDaniels for Brady. And he essentially brought the Patriots offense, or at least his version of it, to Tampa when he went there. So even though Bruce Arians was there, that was Brady's thing. So I think that would not have happened. And would the roster around him be better? Yeah, I think possibly. But, I mean, that is a larger thing. That's a larger question because we saw this roster start to deteriorate in 2019. Now, They won the division because Brady's great, and they had just enough there with Edelman still being here and James White still being here. I'm pretty sure we can go back and check, but I think James White was their leading receiver in the 2019 season. I think he had 72 catches that year. So, they still had some of that institutional knowledge. Stephon Gilmore won Defensive Player of the Year that year, but we saw it starting to deteriorate. They lose in the wild card round. So, would they be better than they are now? Sure. Would they be a Super Bowl contender in 2021 and 2022 with Brady? I don't know about that because I think we saw those signs of roster deterioration while Brady was still in his last year here.
So over the last 2.5 years, I've been on this, I don't want to say mission, but it's just kind of I felt like Columbo, the old detective, something isn't right here. Where I felt like Mac Jones just hadn't earned it. But yet it seemed like this groundswell of Mac is great. Jersey sales, top 10. So much great feeling about him. And parody songs were made by him here on the station that I think were overall fair, never addressing his character. So in my very last song parody I will ever make about Mac Jones as a member of the Patriots, this is for you, Mac Stands. Hit it, Joe.
Here to remind you that it's always been bad. It's always been bad. My team's gone cold and I don't know why. You defend this guy at all.
Yeah.
3 defenders in the passing window. And still he throws the ball. And if Mac Stands could, they would say it's not worse than Pablo Sandoval. Here to remind you that it's always been bad. It's always been bad.
Dear Mac, I root for you, but suddenly you're not balling. Last in division, last in conference, NFL near the bottom. I sent 2 letters from here in Dedham. You must not have got them. Probably got picked off in the 37 backer, saw it coming. Sometimes when I dance the gritty, it looks kind of sloppy. What's up with the arm, man? Did it die like Apollo did in Rocky? ASAP, get that checked. If that's what it is, that's a bummer. Do you think you'll be back here next summer?
No.
After you were drafted, I called the team store several times, asking what your jersey number would be because it would be mine. I tell everyone Cam spelled backwards equals Mac. Dominating the convo on Reddit and social, I had your back. I nearly got to a scrap with some fans over Zappy. That damn fever was annoying. Boy, I wasn't happy. Only a person like me saw that you were the master plan. I don't know cursive, but this letter's from me, Max Stan.
My team's gone cold and I don't know why you defend this guy at all. 3 defenders in the passing window, and still he throws the ball. And if Max Stan's good, they would say it's not worse than Pablo Sandoval.
And that was bad.
To remind you that it's always been bad. It's always been bad.
Dear Mac, has the play calling gone broke? Defending you last week at a bar, I gave a guy the Draymond choke. You don't need fixing, all your Max stands say it's Bill. We could get online and say he's behind your declining skills. Should we write a letter to Dan Orlovsky at the mothership? Back us up like Stafford and loan a voice to quell this? I can't stand to hear all these fair weather fans and non-believers. I keep trying to tell them all Mac needs is a receiver. Hayden Rex Ryan says you have a pea shooter for an arm, but I've got some photos of him doing things with pig's feet on a farm. Drake May isn't better, Mac, and I don't want that Caleb dude. May is Mitch Trubisky, and Caleb doesn't even look like you. You've got to turn it around, Mac. I'm your biggest fan you'll ever lose. Sincerely, from your Mac Stan. Unless in April of 2024, the Patriots draft at number 2.
My team's gone cold and I don't know why you defend this guy at all. 3 defenders in the passing window,
3
and
defenders.
still he throws the ball. And if Max Stan's good, they would say it's not worse than Pablo Sandoval. Here to remind you that it's always been bad. It's always been bad.
Yeah, Max
My
Stans.
team's gone cold and I don't know why
I know.
you defend this guy at all. 3 defenders in a passing window, and still he throws the ball. And if Max Stans could, they would say it's not worse than Pablo Sandoval.
Panda.
Here to remind you that it's always been bad. It's always been bad.
Always been bad.
That's the first time I've heard you rap. That was pretty good.
that was
was
a
a good
letter.
rap.
That was a letter as the Max Stan.
MCKJ.
And no, you don't put MC in front. I'm not like one of these foreign rappers. I'm not a rapper at all.
Like MC Hammer, you know?
That is poetry. Well, that's a good one. He sold a lot of records.
Yeah,
but
that
that's
could be
the
you.
poet. You think of the call we just got earlier from the guy. That would be a Max Stan letter he would have written. Now, for anybody who's scoping out
would
the
you
post
pay
office
for a
and
Max autograph on a starter cap? Because I don't think too many people would.
now,
Yeah,
it'd be like,
I don't
you know
think
what?
so.
I'll give you a liverwurst sandwich in
Yeah.
exchange.
Yeah, if that.
If you missed any of the show, you probably don't want to rehear that if you're a Max Stan. But next to you on KJ and Lyons, we talk Celtics, this in-season tournament, running up the score like it's La Liga. I got an issue here. KJ and Lyons, the second hour next to you on WEEI. Thank you so much for hanging out.